Welcome to the channel and welcome to DES Trucks. In this video, I want to talk about four-wheel drive auto. What is it? What does it do? And how does it work? So let's jump inside the truck and take it for a drive in four-wheel auto and talk about its uses, its implications, why it's a benefit to have, and how the system works. See you guys inside of the truck. All right, inside the truck here and looking at the instrument panel, I pulled up the power distribution screen to show you guys how the power is distributed to all four wheels when you are in four-wheel drive auto. Now, let's go ahead and shift in. And when you shift into four-wheel drive auto, you can do it while you're stationary or while you're moving, as long as all four wheels are traveling down the road at the same time. Now, the reason I want to talk about four-wheel drive auto, because it's kind of controversial and it's controversial and it's hard to really understand how the system works, and there's a lot of misconceptions on how the system actually works. Some people think that it is distributing the power to the wheel that it needs, or that it somehow is using a computer inside the truck to put the power where it's needed, or that it operates in two-wheel drive mode and then it moves into four-wheel drive mode. But that is actually not the case. The way the system works is that when you put it in four-wheel drive auto, the system for the most part functions just like four-wheel drive high, but in situations where you would experience binding, it will turn off the four-wheel drive system quickly so that you won't experience the binding. So it's different from your typical all-wheel drive system. So looking at the cluster here, as you see, we don't need four-wheel drive right now, but we're in four-wheel drive auto. Watch what happens with the power distribution at low speeds. You see all four wheels have power, and it has four-wheel drive essentially turned on. As we go around this turn, still four-wheel drive is on. If you look at the screen here, it's hard to see right now with the glare, but even at low speeds, you still have four-wheel drive. You can kind of feel the front differential turning underneath you a little bit, just like it would in four-wheel drive high. But the difference is, when it comes to a sharp turn, like maybe turning it into a driveway or something like that, it will cut the power to the four-wheel drive system. It'll cut the torque from the front axle to allow it to turn without having the feeling of binding up. Now, if you're turning on a slippery situation, it'll cut the power to the front axle, but if the wheels experience spin, at that point it will reapply the power to the front axle and you'll feel it kick in. Sometimes it's a little bit harsh, but let's see. Right now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn the wheel, and let's look at the power. Just the rear now, and then as the wheel straightens out, it fades in the front, so you never notice any binding. Fades, and as you see, as you put down power, it will you can see that it is in four-wheel drive. So four-wheel drive auto is essentially very similar to four-wheel drive high, with the exception that it has the ability to cut the power using the encoder motor, I believe, in the transfer case, to quickly cut the power of the front axle, but not disengaging the axle hubs themselves, just leaving the hubs locked in with the CV joints up front. Now keep in mind, the F150 has locking hubs that can lock and unlock at the wheel. I don't believe they're unlocking the hubs. I believe they're just unlocking the transfer case so that the truck makes a seamless turn. So one other thing with this system is it's programmed to turn off on the highway after you've been at speed for a period of time. So once you've gotten the vehicle up to, say, 60, 70, whatever speed you're going, miles per hour, it will cut the power after a few minutes of driving at that speed and not needing four-wheel drive, just to save fuel. It will also kind of turn on and off from time to time. If you touch the gas pedal and do any kind of acceleration, even if it's, say, going from 60 to 70 miles per hour, it will reapply the front axle in auto. So it'll cut the power to save fuel here and there, but if you increase your speed, it will turn the front axle back on. You can see that just looking at the power distribution here. You can see that it doesn't just apply the torque to whatever wheel it's needed, because right now only the rear axle is technically needed, so it's not sensing all that, but it's sensing just the position of the steering wheel, and when you make a sharp cut, it will cut power to prevent any binding and feather the power to the front axle back in. You won't experience any binding. So the downside to that is when it's really slippery out, so let's say for example it's snowing and you make a sharp turn with the truck in 4-wheel drive auto, you will feel the back end kind of kick out because it's going to be in 2-wheel drive while doing sharp turns. So you'll feel the back end kick out a little bit, and you will have a little bit less control, a little bit less confidence with it being in 4-wheel drive auto compared to 4-wheel drive high. Whereas in 4-wheel drive high, it's because it's locked in. When you hit a sharp turn, it's still going to have the control. Let's see if it cuts the front axle here when we make this turn, this left-hand turn. Now this turn's not that tight, but you can see, look, the front axle was cut and it feathered back in. I don't know. It's kind of hard to look right at the gauge. The cool thing about 4-wheel drive auto, though, particularly with the 3.5 EcoBoost, is you can really put down the power and know that you're not just killing your rear tires. You have enough traction. And if you're tuning your truck, say if you put a little more power to the truck, then you would really benefit from a 4-wheel drive auto. It's not faster in a stock form. It doesn't have enough torque and horsepower and all that to really benefit in stock form, but it just chirps the tires less than it does in just 2-wheel drive. I think if you had it tuned and made like another 100 horsepower, whatever you get from a tuner, then it would really benefit you just to be in 4-wheel drive auto. Here's the power distribution. It does seem like when you look at the power distribution, it doesn't quite reach full power to the front axle in 4-wheel drive auto. So that might be a difference. When you're locked in, it might actually turn it up just a little bit more, because I just put it like almost to the floor and I didn't see the front axle touch the very top as far as torque. So maybe it's not reaching full power when you're in 4-wheel drive auto to the front axle. Now that we're coasting here, you can see the front axle has turned off, but watch what happens when I bring it up from 70 to like 75. Boom, front axle's back on for acceleration. So this would be a cool thing to use if it's raining and you're on the highway and you have to pass someone. You know that as soon as you touch your gas pedal, you're accelerating with all four instead of just accelerating with just the rear. One thing about the 4-wheel drive auto system in the F150 is you have to step up to a Lariat package in order to even get 4-wheel drive auto, which is kind of, it is what it is. It's a little bit more money, a little bit more expensive. But it's one of those things that just, Ford knows what they're doing. They know how to get you. They know how to get you into a higher trim. And it's really no reason why the technology can't trickle down to an XLT. I think it would definitely help the volume of the sales, but at the end of the day, it would lower profits because they can charge more for the overall package versus just I want to go straight. They can charge more for the overall package versus just the 4-wheel drive auto feature. So they know what they're doing. They know how to get you into the higher trim package. It's one of those things you might get comfortable with having, because without the 4-wheel drive auto system, 4-wheel drive on the F-150 just binds up every time you turn. So it looks like we're going to get stopped here at this red light. And if it does turn green and there's no one in front of me, I'll see what the truck can do. Now, what's really cool, too, is you can combine things. Like, you got 4-wheel drive auto, and you also got your sport mode. Let's go ahead and throw that on here. sport mode. So we'll see like what it can do with sport mode, 4-wheel drive auto. You know, you can really start to combine things, and you will have a lot more traction in 4-wheel drive auto. Not so much faster unless you got a tune or something, because I think with it being stock, it's pretty much going to be as quick as it can be in 2-wheel drive from the testing that I've done. But guys, if you like this content, if you like F-150 content, truck content, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I try to respond as many as I can. Drop me like. That really helps out too. Leaving likes helps out a lot. There it is. It's green. There's no cars. Let's hit it. Whoa. Oh, pretty quick. Whoa. I'm gonna really miss this truck when it goes back at the end of its term. It is tempting just to keep it, knowing that I've taken good care of like the maintenance. The truck itself could be in better condition, but I know that the oil was taken care of. That's a big factor, knowing that it's pretty much I think it had full synthetic its whole life. I know I paid for full synthetic, but who knows? The dealership is weird. They don't like putting full synthetic, and when I look at the sticker, it doesn't say full synthetic. And they do ask if I'm leasing or buying or whatever. It's like, I like to run it because I know that it can last with the synthetic blend for the time that I have it. But what if I decide to keep it? What if I decide to keep it until the higher mileage and purchase it out? You never know. And it's like, if I do, I know that it's had full synthetic its whole life. But who knows? You know, I've got another month to think about it. But it's been a great truck. The 3.5 EcoBoost has been a lot of fun. I think it's more fun than the 2.7, having both of them side by side. The 2.7 is more efficient and it's a more advanced engine and all that, but I feel like the 3.5 is a lot more fun. So it is what it is. It makes the most torque in its class. I think at the time it did. I think maybe somebody come along and got more torque. I don't know. But anyway, guys, comment below. Tell me what you think about 4-wheel drive auto. That's going to be it for the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'm going to do a few more power pulls here and see you guys in the next video.